So the next question is, what is the purpose of view setup and configuration permission within profile system permissions? So when I go to the profile, here there is another permission called view setup and configuration. Okay, now let us talk about this permission. It is one of the important permission. We should be knowing what it does. So when you enable this permission, user would be able to see the setup menu. So here when I go to this, I can see the setup tab, right? And I can quick find and I can navigate further. But if I take away this permission, so let's do that for our profile of the demo user. I'm going to take away view setup and configurations. Okay, when I take away this permission, so not only it takes away this one permission, but also it will disable few other permissions like modify metadata through metadata API, view setup and configuration, which we are doing, manage public classic template, and view all data. So all these permissions would be disabled. Okay, so once you disable this permission, you would be disabling modify metadata through metadata API functions, view setup and configuration, and all. So let's disable it. And now when I go back to this user and refresh, you see the setup menu is gone. I won't be able to see anything in the setup menu. And if I switch to, would be left with nothing. It's like I can only use the app launcher and change the app. That's it. I won't be, if I click on my icon, I can just I can go to settings to my user, but there is the entire gear icon missing where I can go to, developer console or setup or something. That all has been gone. So it's such an important permission, and once you do not have that permission, it's like you feel that a lot of access has been removed. So when a user wants to focus on one application and certain objects, or multiple application and certain objects, but they don't have anything to do with the management, no object management, no field management, nothing is needed. In that case, you need not to assign view setup and configuration. But if even to a certain extent, some configurations or management has to be taken care by that person, in that case, you need to assign view setup and configuration to that user via profile, or could be by permission set. Now, if I go here and enable this permission, view setup and configuration. Okay. Now I need to make sure that other permissions which were removed, like modify metadata through metadata API, it should also be enabled. Now let's say I do not enable it. Okay, now it's this is again an important function. If I do not enable it, then user won't be able to create, read, edit, and delete org metadata. Okay, so if I just go ahead and save this, I can see the setup. Okay, so when I assign this access, I can go here and I can see the setup icon now. But even though I see the setup icon, see, I can see the setup menu. Even though I see the setup menu, the access to the pages and all is very limited, and I do not have much privileges to perform or to see most of the things. Okay, even the object level setup, I won't be able to see. See, if I go to account manager and go to account and fields and relationships, here I can create a new field. No, I won't be able to create it because I do not have enough privilege. I can see the details. I can see what all fields are there on the account object, what are record pages and buttons and all that I can see, but I do not have privilege to modify any of this. So let us enable this function as well. Along with this permission, there is another permission which I need, and that is customize application. Unless I do not have this customized application permission, I won't be able to perform many of the functionalities